Guys and dolls, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing my monthly faves for the month of June. As you guys know, I didn't do one last month and I didn't realize that it was going to be such an upset. I didn't have a whole lot of things to share, so I thought, I'll skip it. However, you guys were like, where's the monthly faves video? My bad. But I want to start this monthly faves out with something that I reviewed and I had kind of mixed feelings about, and since that time I actually have come to really appreciate it, so I was like, okay, this has to be first for the monthly faves. And that is the IT Cosmetics CC Cream. I know, I made that whole video, and if you watch the video, in the beginning of the video I'm like, this looks so great, I love the way it looks, it's so amazing. Even halfway through the day I'm like, hey, it's still kicking. You know, this and the other thing might be wrong, but you know, by the end of the day it was faded. And I'm gonna say that's still true. It's still not a very long-lasting skin product. However, if you're like, damn, I need to look amazing for like 4 hours, hello! Furthermore, I have found a few ways that make this work better that I didn't do in that video. So the first thing is that I put on my moisturizer immediately before I apply this. The other thing that I've been doing is I've been applying it with my fingers for a couple of different reasons. For one, I just think this looks better applied with the fingers, frankly. I also think that you can use a lot less product, and I think that using less product is the thing that makes it look better. So this sort of turning point for me with this product was when I realized that I was packing it to go on overnight trips and I wasn't packing other foundations. I wasn't like packing a backup foundation, or I was actually electing to use this over others. So it was like, okay, I actually really do love this. Obviously, I'm using it. Every time I'm like, oh crap, I gotta just fix my face really quick, to go run and do an errand or go on a quick date with Michael or something, I grab for this. So I think that really says something. I think it actually looks pretty good on camera as well, which is also really great for me, because a lot of foundations that are kind of light wear and things like that, like for instance my NYX BB Cream Beauty Balm looks good in person, but on camera it looks a little bit blotchy. So I'm sorry. I would like to formally apologize to you. You're pretty good stuff. So the other thing I've really been loving for skin is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural. This has been my favorite powder for a really, really long time. Ever since it came out, I want to say. I think I've used it for like 7 years or however long it's been around, and I love it. This is such a great powder. It's a lovely, lovely formula. It's almost like, it is a mineral powder in a pressed form. And it doesn't give your skin too shiny of an appearance, but it gives you like that like natural skin-like glow. Oh my god, it's so good. When I'm super pressed for time and I have like just no time, but I have to put something on my face, I'll just put moisturizer on in this, then it just gives my skin that natural perfected look without really covering up any of my flaws, so it kind of just looks like I have great skin. So all this time that I've loved it, I've always bought the light shade. It's the lightest shade that they sell, and in the winter months it matches me like perfectly. In the summertime, sometimes it's a little too light, and it actually ends up doing this really weird thing where, like foundation will oxidize and it looks darker. I find that this usually ends up almost looking like whiter. It's really strange. So I decided to bump up a shade and I got the Light Plus. Also, MAC has new packaging for these, which is not news. I really like it because it's magnetic, which is kind of cool. And also it just feels a little more stable. I have dropped these and had them break on me before, and it is tragic. So I'm really glad that the packaging is a little more stable. Also, it has a mirror. Thank you, Jesus. So it just basically makes it so that I don't have to carry an extra mirror, and I am that girl who never has a freaking mirror on her. P.S. This is super ironic because I have a makeup compact collection, but I leave them at home because I apparently am a glutton for punishment. So back to the color conversation, I bumped up to shade Light Plus. Unfortunately, this is a teeny tiny bit too dark for me. I'm going to do a swatch really quick so you guys can see the difference between these two. This is the light shade, and I'm going to put that right here. And then here is the Light Plus. So you can, maybe you can't really see. Yeah, you can see. So this one is, it's almost like a shade and a half. Oh no, now I'm just mixing them. Well, that's what I end up doing on my face, so there you go. It's kind of a long way to go with powder to mix two colors together. Not everyone is going to want to do that. I'm kind of like a little bit OCD with my makeup. I'm like, it has to be perfect, so I'm willing to go that extra mile. You can do this with other powders as well. Just use, a lighter color, not so much to like highlight the face and like really, like Kim Kardashian it out, but it does help pop those features. Okay, so my next monthly fave is the Makeup Geek blushes, which should come as a surprise to no one. I raved about these in my review of them. I think that they're really, really great. One thing I love about them is they are really greatly pigmented, but they're not like so starkly pigmented or dry or just hard to blend. Some very pigmented blushes can be a little difficult to work with, but I find that with these, I'm able to get maximum color intensity if I want, but I can also make them sheer. And being able to make them sheer makes them great for layering, and layering blushes is like one of my favorite things. So I love to customize. I've worn Bliss in some capacity or another every single day since I've got them. In fact, I haven't even touched any of my other blushes. I've literally not worn any other blushes but these for the entire time that I've had them, which is most of June. So that's pretty impressive, I think, because I'm usually kind of slutty with my makeup. I kind of, you know, get on, you know, something, I'm like, oh, I like this, and I'm like, okay, I want to go use something else, but I haven't been able to tear myself away from this blush palette. In fact, I had to make room in the drawer where I keep my blush so that I could keep it here on my desk. So good. If you'd like to see swatches of these blushes, I have a whole video where I did live swatches of each one, so I will go ahead and include a link to that in the description box down below. My next favorite of the month is the Too Faced Melted Liquefied Longwear Lipstick, and the shade is Melted Ruby. This is almost like two colors in one for me, so if I apply it very lightly, I get this gorgeous magenta shade that's vibrant and almost I mean, you guys can see it, it's what I'm wearing right now. It's almost neon. It is just beautiful. I'm very, very into this color right now. As you can tell, I changed my hair to this color. I just think it's so flattering on me, so I'm a really, really big fan. And then, of course, if I use a normal amount, it's a deep, bright, vibrant ruby red. It makes my eyes pop. It's not the exact same shade as MAC's Ruby Woo, but if you like Ruby Woo, I have a feeling you will like this. Now, speaking of MAC's Ruby Woo, they have their like retro matte lipsticks, and I recently backed to MAC for a color called Flat Out Fuchsia, which on lips, it's pretty much the same color as this, maybe a little bit more, like a smidgen more purple, but otherwise it's the same kind of color. So what I like is it's almost like getting two in one. You can get Ruby Woo and Flat Out Fabulous in one tube. So I went ahead and smeared out the swatch of this one, which has far less product, which ends up looking, as you can see, very pink. And then this one turns into that just amazing deep ruby color. It's always going to be kind of a little bit of that like blue-based pink, which I think is so flattering on a lot of different people. And it definitely makes your teeth look whiter. So who doesn't love that? One caveat of this is that it is a little bit drying. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's a little bit drying because it's so matte. Oh, whatever, I'll put up with it. I will wear extra chapstick at night in order to wear that color. I want to also talk to you guys about some of the lip liners that I use with it, because they also have a little bit of an effect, and because I'm applying it sheerly or whatever, I do need to use a little bit of a lip liner to clean up the lip shape. But I want it to be very pink. I use Urban Decay's Jilted. It makes it just gorgeous, gorgeous, vibrant magenta. When I want it to be more of like a red pink, I'm like red pink, this is the dancer red pink. When I want it to be a little bit more of like a red pink, I use Beat from MAC. This is fantastic. The shade is almost identical. And then when I want it to be a true red, I use this Bite Beauty wine colored liner. You know, I showed this in my haul last month. It's that weird one that has like the skinny side. They work fantastically together. I'm such a fan. So that has been my favorite lippy. I've worn it pretty much most of the time. So my next favorite of the month is the Scandalized eyeshadow paint from Rimmel. This is a eyeshadow paint that comes almost like in like a lip gloss type applicator. It has a doe foot thing. You paint it on. You have to use your finger or a brush to blend it out. It's really, really great for that. Like, I have 5 minutes and need to look fabulous. Put it on, smush it around, and you're good to go. Don't really crease, and they can be used as an eyeshadow base. However, they are not waterproof. They come off very, very easily with water. So if you expect to cry or be in the rain or be somewhere sweaty, this might not be the best thing to use, if I'm being honest. However, they're really inexpensive and really great to use as eyeshadow bases in other situations. Also, if you use a primer underneath them, you have that underneath to kind of keep it all on. The two shades I have here are Chestnut Taupe. Go ahead and, oh, I got kind of fancy with that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, it's so good. And I am wearing that underneath my eyeshadow today. And then the other shade that I have here is Pomegranate, which is kind of like a red brown, and I was gonna get, I think it's called Berry something, the more red color, but I decided that I could actually wear this with more different things, so I just thought that would be a better use of my money and time and everything. Final My final fave of the month is a hair kit from Living Proof, and there's a story. There's always a story. So I went into Ulta because I wanted to get some new hair products. I recently had got my hair cut, and I was kind of like running out of some products, and I was like, well, maybe I'll go back to these other products that I've used in the past. So I was looking at maybe getting the I think it's called like hair thickening cream or something from the bamboo line from Alterna, and I was like, oh, I don't know, because that doesn't give me like tons of volume, but it does make my hair feel really silky. And then the other thing I was thinking about getting was the full thickening cream. Again, it's a thickening cream, but that one really gives me a lot of volume, but it also doesn't really make my hair very shiny, whereas the bamboo one, my hair maintains its shine. So I was like, I don't know. At the same time, I also wanted to try a new conditioner, so they have this Living Proof kit, and I was like, okay, I'll sign up for that. It's kind of interesting. You get 4 like mini size products. They're, you know, they're big enough to keep using. I've been using them since I bought them in the early part of June. So the first product I'm going to talk to you guys about from this line is the Full Root Lifting Hairspray. This little guy works pretty well. You just spray a little bit in your roots before you blow dry it, and then you blow dry it, and then it's like poof, big hair. It actually almost works a little too well, if I'm being honest. I haven't, you know, I like a little volume with the crown, but I don't necessarily want like 2007 scene hair, which my hair can easily start to look like that because of the color. So I kind of have to be careful. It's like I need it to be volumized, but not too volumized. So if I use this with a light hand when my hair is very, very wet and really work it through, it works excellently. The full thickening cream comes in a bottle just like the conditioner, but it's in my bathroom, and I'm not going to bother going to go get it right now because it looks identical to this basically. So with the full thickening cream, again, you apply it when your hair is wet. Now if I use like a little bit less than a dime sized amount and only apply it to like this part of my hair and a little bit through here and stuff, my hair still has that kind of slickery kind of feeling. It can kind of be a little less that I used a little bit more than that today, and so my hair is almost like second day hair feeling. It almost, like, it doesn't feel gross, but you know, like that second day when it just like feels like awesome and like really has great volume and staying powder. So when you use a little bit more, you get that from it. Now sometimes it makes your hair feel gross the second day if you use a little too much of it. The other thing is it doesn't look as shiny if you use a little bit more product. So keep that in mind. It's like volume or shine. I don't know. I don't know what's more important. In terms of the shampoo and conditioner, I didn't use the shampoo that much. I did pretty much just use it in the lower portion of my hair because I really like the shampoo I use all the time, which is the Lanza Healing Color Care. Love this stuff. I'm like addicted to it. I almost never cheat on this guy. So I did use this all over a couple times when I was traveling. I did find that my hair color faded really fast. Now part of this is I'm using a different color. Maybe I'm just not used to how that one fades. I personally think it's because I swam a lot this month and I tried to keep my hair out of the water, but it gets wet and yeah. Thanks guys for hanging out with me while I shared my faves for the month of June. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I do want to give you guys a quick little bonus fave. Oh, yeah, the Lorac Pro 2. This is good stuff, guys. This is really, yeah. So a full review for that will be coming up soon, but I just kind of wanted to stamp it in your mind that this is pretty good stuff. It did just come out, so get it while you can because you know these things always sell out. Anyway, I think that's it. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you guys in my next video, which will be related to the Lorac Pro 2 palette. Anyway, I will see you guys in that video, and remember to just be yourself.